Three, two, one. And we're live. We're live. We're live. We're live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Fabulites. This is Angela, and I have got questions for you. What opens with uh, a trusting moment between mother and son, and what closes that's unobserved, and what closes with a trusting moment between mother and son that's observed with a glare. If you guess Queen Sugar, season 3, episode 3, Your Distant Destiny. Ah, you're correct. Or maybe you read it. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. Hey, welcome on the chat and sticking around to see me. Is like, look now, son, boy, young man, I'm letting you go to public school, but you don't. Um, so then we see Nova on the phone. She's with one of the women that she met with when she went to New York. I guess the editors or someone at the publishing house who had made the offer for, was it $1 million advance, and you don't even have to write anything because all of the articles are already written. We'll just publish what you've already done. And the person, the editor or whoever, is like, well, I hear someone has had some shakeups in your life. I wish you had given us a heads up, because the articles that we were going to use to write the book that was already written, because it was the articles you had already written for the Daily News, are owned by the Daily News. So we can't use those. So I'm sure you have a million ideas of what else you could do. So send us a proposal, and we'll have to approve it, of course. So she done left the job, and now she don't know, the pressure's on. We see Ralph Angel leaving work. He works on a shrimp boat or something, and I guess it's owned by Asian folks. And the people, a couple of people are like, stay and play a game with us. And Ralph Angel was like, I gotta go get my son. And they're like, no, play cards with us, which was kind of confusing because I feel like if you know somebody got a child and they gotta go pick them up, you'd be like, okay, bye, wish you could play. Bye, go get your baby. But anyway, um, and he asked, well, can I get my check? And they like, well, the check will be ready tomorrow. You need to get you a good wife for your son. Okay, so that's good. You see, he has a good enough relationship with the people he works with. We like that. We see Wood at his house getting cut by the barber. I don't know if before he got hood rich, if the barber came to his house to cut him, but now the barber is at they place cutting his hair, and he getting some kind of, I don't know what's on his head. I've never seen anything like that before, but I think it's part of the haircut. Um, and Vi comes in, and the barber leaves and says something that lets Vi know that I guess that Wood is considering investing in a barber shop. And she's like, you thinking about investing in a barber shop? Slow down, babe. You just got the money and you already spending it on this and spending it on that. I mean, I thought we were gonna be cool with it. And Wood is like, I got it, I got it. Thank you for the like. I got it, I got it. And we got this. I got this reunion coming up, and we gonna be fresh for the reunion. I'm gonna get you some red bottoms. And Vi is like, I don't need no red bottoms. And you need to just slow your roll, bruh, man. And Wood is like, well, I hope you don't mind me splurging on this. And then he comes out with the ring box, and he got her a ring. And Vi is like, bling bling. Hey, you're very welcome. What's up, Day Day? So she's excited by her ring, and I guess now they're officially engaged. I thought they were already engaged, but anyway, now I guess they're officially engaged. And I was confused because I guess they've talked so much about her just over the ring. He didn't say, will you marry me? But anyway. Okay, so then we see, so yay, look, black love. So then we see the woman showing up at Rod's house. I call her Kitty Cat because she comes scratching at the window. The cat scratched at the window. Anyway, this kitty cat comes scratching at the window. Let me in, Ralph Angel. And she talking a little loud, and Ralph Angel was like, shh, he's asleep. And he ends up bringing the woman in the house this time. The last time, remember, he didn't bring her in the house. And either she's getting dressed or getting undressed, and in comes, baby boy blue, pop. and he sees, the woman, and Ralph Angel, oh, it's okay, come on, Blue. He gets the boy and everything. Then we see Micah at school, at his new public school, and he's walking with Kiki with her cute little hairdo. She is such a cute little young high school lady. Um, and one of the girls is walking down, they walking down the hall, and the girl is like, "Where you been hiding him?" And she's like, "Oh, whatever." And then she say to Michael, "Let me see your schedule." And she looks at it, and she like, "Dang, we finally get to be at the same school together, and we don't have any classes together." And she says something about English, but you got to get your mom's permission. I didn't really know where that was going, if anything. We see Rob at his farm, and a guy walks up, and Rye's kind of checking him. I guess the guy is late. I kind of missed it, but I could gather from his tone that Rye was not approving of the fact that the guy was late. Kiki is beautiful. Yes, she is. And and the guy is like, "Well, you know how the buses are." And Ralph Angel was like, "Yeah, I know how the buses are. They run on time." Okay. Yeah, I don't know what it's like in Louisiana, but you need to get it together. That's Ralph Angel's position. And he kind of shows the guy around, and he's kind of like, I'll be in touch. He really not feeling the guy. And as the guy is leaving, the guy looks at a piece of like his farm equipment, tractor trailer, whatever it is, and he's like, "Hey, you need to get a flat. Do you know anything about farming?" And the guy's like, "No, I know more about hunting and fishing." And Ralph Angel's like, "Rrr." But the guy does have a skill set. We like him. I liked him. Do you like him? I liked him. Okay, so then we find out that we see some farmers are canceling. It's like a couple, and Charlie is at their place, and they're like, "Yeah, we can't do it. We can't do the contract. We got family obligations." And Charlie is like, "Well, who's gonna get the land?" And the couple is like, "Well, we don't own the land." And Charlie is like, "Okay, well, we just gonna waive the cancellation fees. Don't even worry about that." And the couple is like, "You are a blessing. You are your father's daughter." She's her father's daughter. That's a compliment to her. Now, her father, I'm still trying to figure him out. But anyway, that's a compliment to her. We see Nova and Ra, and they're having lunch. And Ra is critical. He telling her about the guy who came to interview. He came late. He was dressed like he was going to the club. He ain't got no experience. And Nova like, "That sound like something you would do. That's your boy right there." And Ralph Angel is like, "Huh, whatever." And Nova like, give him a chance. And while they're talking, a woman comes up, and she's like, "Hey, I'm back with the Queen Sugar Mill. I am just so thankful. I got the fixed rate for 5 years. And Sam Landry has stopped bothering me. He stopped messing with us. He stopped messing with us. So I'm so happy to be doing business with you, with black folks. This is good. Yeah, 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 blah, blah, blah." So she leaves. And Nova is like, "So how did Charlie do that? What is Charlie doing? I don't understand what's going on." And Ra's like, "She did it." And Nova is like, "How? She did it. How?" And Ralph Angel is like, "Look, Charlie got a plan, and the Landrys won't see it coming." And Nova is like, "Oh, no." Okay. So then we see Micah, and he's at lunch. He's back at his public high school. He's at lunch, and he's meeting up with the Kneelers, and in comes Kiki. And I couldn't tell at first. I'm like, well, maybe because Kiki is like the cheerleadery type. She don't want to hang out with the Kneelers. I couldn't really get the vibe, because we also have seen Kiki as kind of progressive, but I couldn't quite catch what was going on. But she's like, "Oh, we were supposed to be sitting over there, but okay, I'll sit over here with you." And the cop comes up, the security, and he says to one of the boys, "Look, one of the young men, I'm gonna need you to get up off the table." And the young man, he stands up until the security leaves. And then when the security leaves, he sit back down on the table. So me and Micah are like, and so that's kind of the end of the scene. So we can see that these boys, these kneelers, are some bad children. It's three boys and one girl. I think they're not bad, but they're not Hey, Myosha. Did Van do it? I don't know who Van is. But thank you. I'm back to my old cut. Troublemakers. Yeah, they some, but that's actually very typical. Thank you for stopping by. That's very typical of teenagers. Adolescents, that's kind of what they're developmentally supposed to be doing. So it's not, they not they good kids, but they not, me and Micah are like, oh, and maybe some other people, troublemakers. Um so then we see we're like at Wood and Vi's place, and they getting ready to go to Wood's reunion, like his 20th school reunion, 89, 99, 2009. Maybe it's his 19th school reunion. And the whole family is basically there. I think everybody except for Baby Blue. And Nova is like straight, no, straight to it. Charlie, are you doing business with the Landrys? And Vi is like, where did you get that from? And Nova is like, I heard it from Ra. And then Charlie is like, yes, I sold it. And, 1% that I own, that's the key. And Nova is like, you betrayed the family after all that they did to us. You sold out for 1%. And Charlie is like, 1% gets me access. I will destroy them one by one, board member by board member. I will destroy them. And Nova is like, in the meantime, you're going to be inside shucking and jiving, basically, And Nova's like, um, chucking and jiving. And she goes on to say, the game is rigged, sis. You cannot win. And Charlie is like, I'm going to destroy the game from the inside. I'm going to tear it up and I'm going to make them pay. They killed daddy. And Wood is like, hey, blah, 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 blah. No, I'm not a borderline. And Charlie is like, you're not a borderline. And Vi is like, he is. You better listen to this man. He trying to talk some sense into you. And then, Charlie is like, I am the only person at this table doing anything for daddy. Come on, Micah, let's go. And then, she tried to leave and she's like, Micah. And Micah's just standing there looking at her. He had kind of joined the conversation part way. Or, when Nova asked, are you doing business with the Landrys? That's basically when he kind of came and stood in the door and was listening to the grown folks' business. See what happened when he started hanging around them troublemakers? I shaved my head too a month ago. Yay! Shaved heads unite. We just rubbed heads. Okay. So then, baby girl Charlie, she just leaves, and then Darla calls Ra on the phone. Ra is in his car. He about to go to his job to get his check, and he's like, "I'm about to go get my check," and he just get a phone. They video to Blue so he can video chat with his mom. And then we see the Asian family that Ra works for. Their up north college educated daughter is there, and I'm kind of like, so is this supposed to be his new love interest? It was like, didn't he have kind of like some sparks with the Latina teacher of Blue? And now it seemed to me like he was having some sparks with the Asian woman, but I don't know. It seems like his type is kind of racially ambiguous. I'm not really clear, but they kind of talk about this and they talk about that. They talk about, how she's a big sister and he's a little brother, and she, they really, connecting on that. And they talk about the boy, and, they talk about the boy, Baby Blue, all of that. So yeah, I think it's like supposed to be a new love interest, but I don't know. And then we're at Wood's class reunion, and people are like, okay, so y'all getting married, what y'all planning to do? You gonna do it here, you gonna do it there? And Wood is like, I don't know if that's big enough for me. I think we need to have a destination wedding and take it back to Italy and fly everybody out. He's just really got a lot of ways to spend this money. Is it burning a hole in his pocket? It seemed like it's burning a hole in his pocket, at least mentally. Um, and then one of his old flames, somebody he had a relationship with, she comes in and she's got big talking and long hugs. And Wood doesn't even introduce her to Vi. I mean, she comes in kind of quick and then she moves on to the next thing, but it's kind of like Vi is kind of standing there. We see Charlie and Ra talking. Micah. Oh, we see Charlie and Ra talking, and Charlie is like concerned about Micah hating her. And she's like, he stayed over at Nova's, and Ra is like, it's cool. He comforting his sister. It's sweet. I like to see the relationships evolving. We had all that tension in the past between Charlie and Ralph Angel. I just like to see, I like to see the people getting along, the family getting along. Nova gets her a note and a check from her editor Steve. I think it was a check, but the note is like basically, sorry, I shoulda, coulda, woulda had your back, but I didn't. Bye, basically. And then we see like an Ida B. Wells image that Nova has on a like a cork board type thing, and she's got a bunch of other stuff on the board along with the image of Ida B. Wells, and then she takes everything off, except for Ida B. Wells. So it's like Ida B. Wells, I guess that's her central organizing inspirational piece. And now she's kind of like fresh out of ideas. Um, we're at the in the middle of note. I don't know what that means. Ra is like blue. Oh, in the middle of the night, Ra hears a noise. He goes into Blue, baby Blue's room. He's like, Blue, what happened? And Blue is like, I was looking for some pajamas, but I pulled the drawer too hard and it fell. And his daddy is like, you had an accident. Well, Ralph Angel, his non-bio daddy, is like, you had an accident. And Blue is like, yeah, I had one yesterday too, and I tried to tell you, but you were in there with the lady. And Ralph Angel was like, well, we all have accidents. And Blue was like, well, what do we do when we have accidents? And Ralph Angel was like, we start fresh tomorrow. Yes, babies, we start fresh tomorrow. We all have accidents. So then we see Charmaine, that's the old flame. She comes back to the table and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry that when I came by earlier, I didn't speak to you, but I think we did meet before, when I was in high school, when I used to date, stopping by to show some love. Farrah love. Thank you. I appreciate it. She's like, when I was in high school, I dated Wood for a few weeks or a few months or whatever. You're his mom, right? And and then so she is not his mother. She is his girlfriend, his fiance. And the music starts, and Wood is like, "No, this is my fiance." And then the old flame is like, "Oh, well, Wood, you still got them moves." And I feel like she was definitely coming over there, knowing what was going on, to try to like humiliate the woman and embarrass our Aunt Vi. And Wood is like, all of my moves are from my fiance. And then, he pulls Vi up, and Vi is like, well, it was nice meeting you, sweetie. And, she always handles those situations graciously. And it's almost like, in a way, when she say, it was good meeting you, sweetie, you almost feel like, well, dang, I'm just a little girl and she a grown woman. Like, I think she kind of does it good. I like how she does it. And then, they on the dance floor and Vi is grinding all up against them. And then the other couple joins them. And then Vi is like, I'm going to go get some water. And then she's off to the side and she like drinking her water like like I guess she's sick and or tired. Maybe just, we know she had a sickness. So I'm not quite sure what was going on. We see Micah and Kiki, they're hanging out with the four Nealers, and they're taking turns riding an ATV, like one person at a time. So when Kiki goes off to ride the ATV and Micah is left with the four Nealers, they're like, hey, so what's up with you? Why would you leave Gardine, the fancy that you were at, a private school you were at? Nobody leaves Gardine to come to the public school. What, you miss your people that much? And Micah's like, I've never been around my people. I couldn't have gotten a group together to kneel or do anything. And they like, well, we doing it big, we out here, whatever. And then they end up taking a picture. So is that picture gonna be a part of something that's gonna get Micah in trouble? Kiki's not in the picture, but Micah and the four Nealers are. So we see Vi by the pool. This is still at the reunion, but she's by herself. And Wood finds her, and he like, what you doing, babe? And she like, oh, I'm just chilling or whatever. And then Wood kind of looks at her, and he like sees through her to the fact that she's kind of like sickly, and but he tries to play it off. He don't want her to know that he knows that she knows that he knows that, he don't want to embarrass her. So he's just like, you know what, baby, if it's all right with you, let's just call it a night and go home. I want to spend time with my beautiful fiance. And Vi is like, well, it's good with me. If it's good with you, she want to carry her behind home. She ain't feeling good. So he rescued her. That was very sweet. We see Nova and Micah. And Nova is like, well, we may not, you don't have to agree with your mama. We may not agree with what your mom does, but she does do it out of love. Nova should mind her business. That's his auntie, and auntie is almost like your mama. That's like the other part of his sister, of his mama. He is her business. That's like her baby boy. It's just her nephew. Nova is like, we may not agree with your mama, but she does it for love, out of love. And Micah is like, she sold out her own people for 1%. That's love of self. And then, why couldn't she be more like you? With words and actions and whatever. You're just the greatest, auntie. And then he's like, now that you have the book deal, you can write about the black farmers and their struggle. You can write about anything you want. It's like he just crazy about him some Auntie Nova. And Auntie Nova is like, hmm. And then we see her going to Ida B. Wells, and now Ida B. Wells has some company, some ideas are flowing because Micah just love him some auntie. She ain't really tell the family what was going on in terms of the book deal falling through. I guess she don't need to worry them with details. She's still trying to figure it out. So yay for her. We see Ra in the bed and he's kind of watching Blue sleep. And then he gets a text. And then we see and hear the kitty cat scratching at Ra's door. That's the young woman he had relationships with the other day. And then, she's like, hope you ain't and then she's like, I hope you ain't wore out already because I'm about to wear you out. That's what she basically saying. And Ra's like, yeah, I meant to text you that tonight ain't no good. Blue ain't sleeping, and Kitty Cat is like, yeah, Simone's at her dad's. And he's like, well, let's, we gonna take it easy for a while. Let's take it easy for a while, okay? And she's like, okay. I mean, you know what you missing out on, so. And Ralph Angel is like, click, like closes the door. I don't know if he really feeling her like that. I don't get the impression that he feel like he missing out on anything. But maybe, I don't know. We see Micah and Charlie, and Micah is like, my promise to win if you gonna be doing this. Like if you gonna be out here, selling out for 1%, then you better win. Don't be selling out and then losing too, because then I'm gonna doubly be disdainful and disrespecting you. I want to respect you. And Charlie is like, I promise that it will all have been worth it. She's so confident. We see Rob with the guy that he interviewed earlier. They sitting, on at the farm or whatever. And Rob's like, it ain't no quick cash. He sound like an old country guy. It ain't no quick cash. And the interviewee guy is like, I ain't looking for no shortcuts. And then Rob's like, okay, well, fill this out and I'll see you tomorrow morning, bright and early, on time. And the man is like, okay. So he got a new worker. So we gonna meet a new character, get to know him. And then in the background, we hear Blue, oh, mommy, I missed you so much. And then Darla is there and she's hugging Blue. And Ra's like, I don't know if he's staring or he's glaring at her moodily. Y'all know he looked like Ralph Angel. He looking at her like how Ralph Angel, like, I don't know. I can't do his face. But that's it. That was the end of the episode. So, the pace, I'm still getting used to the pace of Queen Sugar. It's very, it's kind of like a country day, you know? It's like a layer upon layer upon layer. So, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. What'd you think? What was your favorite part? Did you enjoy? I guess I get an episode like a B. I like the characters and I like the story. I don't know how I feel about the pace. I'm kind of struggling a little bit because it's different from what I'm used to seeing on the television. So that's it. That's what I got. Thank you for coming here, being here, sharing in this moment in time with me. Today is the best day ever, and you are the number one stunner. So be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous, you. Peace. Like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I go live. Tomorrow we'll be back for notes on the news. Yay! Not news, not news, not news, not news, not news, not news.